Welcome everyone, this is the North America Dota Underlord ESL Mobile Opens and we are in the qualifiers right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. This tournament is open to everyone in North America and the top 32 players will be taking a part of the $20,000 prize pool. The tournament matter is that everyone can be somebody. This is to create opportunities for aspiring players and to support the community for Dota Underlord. The tournament is presented by AT&T and in the finals will be run live with the line casting with the tournament cast. So we're in the qualifiers and let's have a look. In this week's qualifiers, we have a range of players from the lower ranking and to the low level. At the start of the tournament, we have pretty much the rule of the top 4 players progressing to the next stage. We're looking at 3 games right now, and after 3 games, each of the games' point will be tallied for the players that comes top 4, and the players with the highest points will be progressing to the next stage. So this is the first game, and right at the start, this is round 2 now, we can have a look at players' item choice and also get to know the players a little bit, because we'll be seeing more of those players as they qualify. We have Kaya picked up, so this favors more mages. And over here, another Kaya. Oh, I'm interested. Because often enough, I do see mages having a weaker mid-game, and this translates into mages dying faster. One of the reasons for this to happen is because the power of the druids, the warlocks, and also the assassins in the mid-game. And sometimes if they combine that with a legion commander, say legion with knights, it can be very powerful. And mages can't handle single target of very tanky or very sustainable units in the mid-game. In the late game, they might be able to. After round 2, we have a few players getting the winning streak and we have a few players going for the losing streak. What I really want to see is if a player actively forces a losing streak, because if some of you have seen my videos on YouTube, you can see that the losing streak really favors with you basically are not punished for losing a lot in the early game, which is nice of the game, and also you get a free roll each time you lose. And you also start a losing streak after losing 3 times, and 2 gold off a losing streak after losing 6 times. Now, there's only 1 player with 1-1. Actually, not 2 players with 1-1. A few players with the 0-2, so no one has actively made themselves weaker. Which is interesting, because sometimes in the Lord lobby, I often see players only have 2 or 1 units, and sometimes I go with no units. Now, to go with the player's choice of alliance, we can see that this is just solid units at the start, but one of the higher value of units is Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi is a tank. As a brute, he's very great. He's a support. He also does damage because of attack speed increase. So if you look at the board, Ogre Magi is actually highest damage here. Now, what I'm expecting to see in the today's tournament games, I'm expecting to see a bit of druids, savages, warlocks. On top of that, scrappies can always work, and maybe a bit of champions, which will be very interesting. We'll continue to follow the winning streak player, and we want to see if he can make to the 8 win streak. Win streak usually goes from 3 wins to 6 wins, after that 7, 8 wins, and concludes the win streak. Win streak doesn't carry on after 8 wins. So it's important to complete the 8 wins if you can. One thing to note though, the players have not active leveled up, because if you active level up, you can be level 4 by now and you can be pushing further. We can also see the saving amount for the players. For United, it's not that much saving, so it's more in tune into rolling maybe. Obviously, I have made a rolling mage build to work. It's very powerful if you get the 2 stars and 3 stars early. So, let's have a look here. We have the highest gold amount being 18, while the lowest being at 0 for now. Now, if we look at the particular startup for most of the players, if you happen to find the druids, it's very powerful, simply because the druids allows you to find early 2 stars. And the players who applies the druids early is really rewarded. And notice the first player that has the druids over here with Corey is actually doing very nice, because not only he has the 2-star Venal, he also can get a 2-star Shadow Shaman or the 2-star Dream Protector. Early game alliance with Warlock can do massive amount of work because units don't hit that hard and healing is more effective. Let's get some water. Now, looking to round 5. After each of the 5 rounds, we'll be picking up items, and usually round 5 items will range from tier 1 to tier 2 most likely. We won't get any tier 3 items, but one of the best tier 2 items is a Vanguard. Vanguard on a frontline unit can really change the meta of the game, because that unit won't be taking almost any damage at all in this early stage of the game. Because it's only 1 item per unit, we really want to kind of specialize on the unit's effectiveness. So here usually range units want attack speed, and range unit can use a form of support items. The frontline units really focus on sustain, tankiness, or just the ability to interrupt the enemy. For now, armor, Vanguard, etc. would be really nice. So we got to see the item selection. There was Void Stone, which is tier 1, and a Blink Dagger, which is tier 2. Most players or most builds can't use a Blink Dagger that well in the early game because you're blinking, you will die too quickly. And Void Stone is actually quite favored, simply because it provides 10 mana per second, which is higher than what 4 humans provide. And we do notice that our player here, Corey, which is the win streak leader, is actively putting down units on the side and stripping them apart. It's because you can quickly sell units on the side and you can rearrange your bench. Here he had 2-star Enchantress to guarantee a 2-star Shadow Shaman. The downside is he's not having a tank, which might backfire if he can't sustain himself. Enchantress only have 5 armor and very low base HP. I think the sustain is actually working. Maybe? Would it? The Shadow Shaman really chickened nicely here. Chickening the bounty was pretty clutch. If he chickens one more, he might be able to do it. No, oh, the bounty's got the scrappy armor. Oh my. No, he can't do it. There goes the win streak. Train Protector is nice, but guaranteed 2 stars is also nice. Downside is he couldn't find the Shadow Shaman. One of the biggest reasons for this is because if you're running a winning streak and you can't find the free rolls, you cannot really find a lot of 2 stars, and that will set you back for the mid game. That's why I tend to go with a bit of losing streak. So if we compare, the players on top usually have less 2 stars than the players that have lost. So here we have Swift B. Oh, it's our friend Swift B. Hey, I hope he does well. He used to join us on our games a lot as well. So Swift B here is having less 2 stars, and likely he's gonna lose this Chaos Knight who hits like a truck. Oh my. So why does he have less 2 stars? Because he hasn't been losing. He hasn't been getting the free rolls to find his 2 stars. That is a concerning part for the early game dominators that don't find their 2 stars, because once you get over round 8 or round 10 mark, you lose more HP, and the cost of getting the free rolls is actually higher. You have to lose to get the free rolls, and it's better to lose early. In terms of economy though, I did notice someone had a lot of economy here. Our friend Upiticket, I couldn't spell his name, and SwiftB all have 30 gold, so 30 is the new 50. Player can earn a maximum of 30 gold, and after that you can be spending to rolling or to level up. Usually it's recommended to level to at least 6 or 7 before rolling, but for certain builds you can roll earlier for the hyper rolling, because you want tier 1 and tier 2 units. I've seen players using Broodmother a lot because it is an early game insect, it slows enemy, really counter the melee units, and it's really powerful. Broodmother is a tier 3 unit, so if you lose to a Broodmother and it's alive, you lose 2 set of HP instead of 1, even at 1-star level. Ooh, today's my lucky day. What did friend Gwendolyn find? Oh, he's not finding anything. Oh gosh. I know that feeling as well. That's a harsh one. So, choices are items. Snowhawk, Pike, and Cloak can be very strong on a unit that can snowball, and Hand of Might is really nice. Let's have a look at Ogre. With his armor, Ogre is really strong. He might get blinded by the spiders, but he'll just keep smacking because he gets so much attack speed. It's a brute as well. Oh my. Yeah, let's have a look. And Ogre will buff your unit, make them even stronger. In the early game, if a player can use insects wisely, you can also sell them later, because other than Broodmother and Zen King, the Nyx Assassin can be sold for full price even at 2-star. Underlords. Here there was a quick pickup by Swiftbee. Swiftbee went for the summoning of the Golem, which does a really good damage and it's a pretty good support. I really do favor the support analytics for any of the builds I want, because she's just so versatile. AoE stun's great, and also the damage is really high. After round 10, we're likely to see some of the commitment to the builds. We have Druids, Warlocks, and Trolls for the top player. We have a bit of the Knights and Brutes, a bit of the Insects, Scrappy player, which is nice, and Champion players are coming back. Savages, Mages, and what I really want to see is only one Legion taken. If there's only one Legion taken, what that means is the player that runs Legion can find an early game 2-star Legion, and with the Druids, she can be a 3-star. Problem with the other Underlords is they're not so stable for damage. Excuse me. So, what do I mean by stable damage is... Yeah, my throat has not been well for the past few weeks actually. So, let's have a look at item first. Round 10 choices. I think Desolator might be the most stable one, and Pike can build you further. And the 6 with the Golem is the most stable because the unit they'll fight for you. In Thor it's not as stable, and the randomness with the barrels and the rounds of the missiles for Hagen are not very stable. Now, Felix says, I always suck with Doom. It's a Doom, my friend, Archers. So, let's see if anyone picked Doom. Only one person with the barrels. I feel that Doom's okay if you run the support Doom, not the tank, the offensive tank Doom. Well, we'll focus on a different player after this run. So, I really wanted to show us is the amount of damage Annex 6 can do when she summoned a Golem. So right now she's doing not much damage, right? But look at her damage go. Because this Golem actually does 245 damage and it's got a really good attack rate. Oh, no, it doesn't do. So she already top of the damage mark by doing like, you know, a few smacks. But the Shadow Shaman really got her there. So if you look at enemy N6, also top of the damage build because she also summoned a Golem. So summoning of the Golem is actually really stable. So we have 1, 2, 3 Golem summons. Ooh, some pickups. 2-star Lycan. Let's go to that. Oh, 2-star Broodmother. What we notice is after round 10, the player's health on the bottom 4 players will lose rapidly usually, or bottom 3, and the top 3 players you might see 1 or 2 that stays really healthy, but most players will start to lose quite a bit because there's so much more player damage in terms of a massive board of 2-stars and also more run damage. So, Felix says, I'm curious what United is doing. Oh, let's have a look after this fight. So this is in Thor. You can see that in Thor units loses 10 armor, and the units will actively focus on the unit, but you won't do enough damage unless you have a team with you. That's the only problem with Thor. It's great for late game, not great so much early and mid game. Now the question is what United is doing. Oh, United is going for Spirit Mages. Now it's nice and it was really fun to play at the start, but what I soon realized is Spirit Mages do not have the stableness for the mid game. You do AoE damage, not a really good single target damage, and you're okay with your units. The downside is it just doesn't cut it compared to those other players that's much stronger. Oh my, he's running the forward keeper. Don't see that often, but here's Gandalf. Interesting information. We might get the keeper to cast faster. Axe will stop him from casting with a taunter. It's a forward keeper. Hey, it works. With 6 mages, of course. Here we go. Yeah, which sometimes there can be players that are a little new to the game with less understanding of the economy. To have the economy, you really want to save at least 30 gold before spending, because this means you get 3 more gold than other players. There is 7 base gold each of the rounds, but 3 more gold is actually quite sizable. Back before it was about 5 gold per each of the players. So very interesting positioning for United. Let's have a look if he can make it work. What I don't like about Spirit Mages is that you have to be level 8 to use all your Spirits and Mages, and that just makes you a little weaker. I tend to favor the Brute Mages with a 2-star axe here, so you can start rolling at level 7. In terms of damage, 6 Mages is definitely a power spike. If the Keeper can cast, it will be even stronger. Oh, interesting formation. He actually protected his team from the Assassins, because the Keeper was actually in the backline. Hey, next level cast. No, Keeper missed, but he really showed those Assassins he knew what's up. Thank you, Wincher. So, one thing to look at is whoever finds Launcher this early in the game will be very powerful. Let's have a look at Koi. He is looking at 4 Druids. Ooh, he's still fighting. He's looking at 4 Druids, Savages, Warlocks, oh my, all the good stuff. So powerful.
Your little distraction won't save you.
Yeah, for like high IQ. Nah, Jeffrey says you should be playing. Yes, because it's a North America underdog tournament, and for Australia, I couldn't make it as a player, but I'm so fortunate to be a caster here. 2-star Legion's fine. Okay, someone will make a comeback, and he also have the demons ready. We'll come back for the 4 Brownie Legion. Okay, interesting. I want to see how strong the Launcher is. Oh, the biggest downside is only he has 3 1-star Druids, which does make him a little weaker until he finds a 2-star Shadow Shaman. Should be coming soon. Launcher's so good. It's a 1-star Launcher though. Now because he's got the Savage going, Launcher still gains attack as he attack. And if you notice his bear, he'll also be summoned to do more damage. We'll usually get to know the players after the first game or 2. We start to remember the players that comes on top and really focus on the build as well. This bear is also a Savage, if you look here, and he'll be gaining attacks as well. So powerful, right? This is round 15, we'll be seeing some items as well, likely some tier 2 items, or tier 3 at least, for some of the Fortune players. Actually, all tier 3. Salmon's pretty lucky. Don't think I can use Mask. It's either Maelstrom or Octarine. I probably favor Octarine. Oh sorry, I probably favor Maelstrom, because it means it's guaranteed damage. Octarine on the train is okay, but that's a really high kill train. Felix says, I predict that other Lord will get rid of all the Druids at some points. Oh, that'll be hush. We like the Druids though. David says, are you playing in this tournament at all, or do you prefer to cast it? So I am actually casting it for 2 reasons. One is that, I want to support the community, and I love to cast. Second is that I couldn't play in this tournament because it's more of the North American region. Hey, he put the Keeper back. This is the 6 mage player. So yeah, this time we had no choice but to cast. We'll try to go for a tournament for sure. Keeper? Keeper was a little slow. This is the white bear. That bear is really strong. Biggest problem with mages is that at this stage they're out of gas. And the sustain from the Druids, Warlocks, and also Train Protector allow them to survive. If we had a look at the Train Protector, it's really strong with his HP. He's getting 1000 extra HP because of the kill count with the cloak. 1000 HP is almost like a tier 4, tier 5 item. Whoa, oh my. 2 players were eliminated at round 16, I believe. So Scar and also Godin bot. Oh, had a bot, I see. So, we had the Savage player going for 6 Savage, and our bot here went for the Champion actually. No one else went for Champion. Interesting. Assassins will be quite interesting. Even without Assassin's Viper by itself, it's very strong. Let's have a look. So the thing with the whole Druids and early game powerfulness of the Savage and Warlocks is that you get too many 2 stars than most other players, and the Launcher just helps you a lot. So how did he lose to a friend? A prodigy. So what he lost to was he lost to the this is the variety pack. We get the brownies, we get the savages, the brutes, and a bit of everything. Also had a 2-star viper by himself. So he's looking for some dragons, I believe. Coming to the 6 players we have 79% up to 15%. The bottom 3 players will be a little more troubled because the top players can actively level up to further levels, and to consider level 9 or start rolling. Most players are level 8. Only 1 or 2 level 7 players. Oh, this Swiftly find a 3-star Broodmother. Hey there, Flex. Welcome, buddy. Swiftly found a 3-star Broodmother. Oh my. Go, buddy. Now this Broodmother slows casting by 100% and slows attack by 40. It's pretty decent. He might be able to cast twice, or she might be able to cast twice. This is a very scary looking spider. That's a 2-star spin she's fighting. Could she cast one more? No, she dead. Is she dead? She's dead. Did her job though, really slowed the enemy. Power of Scrappy is that the 6 Scrappy allows all the units to be very tanky, and the sustain is quite relevant. And after that, you can build more of them with maybe hunters for the sniper and waver. And after that, he should give the item to the sniper. He's got more kills compared to waver. And after that, you can consider more of the alliance as well. Very powerful Scrappy. So the 3-star Broodmother Frolic, to be honest, I don't think it's worth going for because you want a game changer 3-star, and as a 3-cost 3-star, it's quite costly. But hey, if you happen to find it, I think it can work. Because it's a counter for everything. Mages, warriors alike. Mages can cast fast, while the warriors cannot, fighters cannot attack fast enough. It is so slowed. They had the attack boost, and even with that, they're slowed. Oh, got him. I want to see if Broodmother can cast again. She's very tanky as well with the Scrappy armor. Can she do it? That Golem's killing everyone in the back though. Both are very strong players here. Look at that Broodmother. Look at that slow. They had the Chore attack speed boost, so it doesn't look like they're losing that much attack speed, but you can see the plus 0.28. So that means they lost about 0.3 at least. We're left with only 5 players. Unfortunately, United with a mage, 6 mages couldn't make it. It's just the unstableness of mages and how strong the other builds are in this stage. Ooh, if Swiftby finds another hunter, this can be a really nice build. And also, the sniper's got the Hand of Midas, the other waver's got the pike. Sniper do favor more attack speed, simply because his base damage is so high. Any attack speed is also really amplified. Yeah, Broodmother can use the Octarine here, definitely. Talisman is pretty good. Look at that tree. And no, we're moving today. Abadar is doing 0.67 attack, minus 2.7. Oh. Wait, his team's getting punched over there. Broodmother's his only tank. We killed Broodmother. Let's have a look at the enemy. So this is when people start to lose massively. So we had 21 loss on Swiftly. He was on top 2. Oh, actually he was top 3. Now he's back to the 4th position. What he faced was, he faced Fraser. Oh, let's have a look at his items first. Not the best. Not so much. BKB might be the best one for him. So he actually went battle free. Oh, interesting. Battle free Broodmother. He did go battle free Broodmother. Lovely. So what he faced was a knight player. The powerness of knights is that they're so solid to tank up, and having a Let's Go Crazy Hogan can really boost their damage. That's when the web wear out as well. In terms of economy, so one player has deep played his economy, 2 of them, so both went actually pretty deep. Other players still have 30 gold. This is only 3-star. Let's have a look at this 3-star Broodmother. She has okay attack rate. 1 attack rate is definitely no joke. It's a BKB sinking. It's a slow she casts is really good. Well, that sinking is not dying. Broodmother is not the highest damage, so. Oh, that disruptor. That's a nice pickup. And that means Warlocks are more stable with healing, with the 1 extra second. I think Swift Beast should have a solid late game against the Knights if he finds enough 2 stars. And what he really needs is some damage. Let's focus a different player. And what shall we go for? Let's go for Assassins. How is our Assassin friend going? Assassin friend TA Lord here is... it's missing a few 2 stars. That's the scary part of Assassins. If you don't find your 2 stars, and he actually went to level 9 quite quickly, it's that you might be stuck here with no economy. And although it's a solid alliance, it's not strong enough at times. Because now everyone's pretty strong. You want people to move out so you can attack the squishy backline. This might be okay. Alchemist is also silenced by the taunt. Oh, the Warlock heal. Look at this Alchemist. He hasn't been losing much HP with the heal. So yeah, he baited the units out a little bit, and the moment he baited them out, the squishy backlines is really punished. And it's minus 20 right here. The great Dragon Knight with most of the Dragon builds is that he's a really good tank with solid HP. He gets to 3000 HP at 2-star level. 10 armor is really good. On top of that, the Dragon Breathfire reduces enemy damage by 40%, which is really underrated but very strong. Hey, we found some 3 stars. 3-star Enchantress. Interesting. And he's still using the Viper without the Dragon. Very curious. He does have the 4 Savages though. That's a Blink Axe. If the axe blink correctly, he can distract the enemy for at least 4 seconds. Oh, there's a Medusa on the enemy team. Oh, that's a perfect Blink Axe. That's a very interesting fight. The Broodmother with the Battle Free here is hitting the axe. Axe took them for 4 seconds at least. Problem here with the Savage is the Scrubby have so much armor. It's really whose frontline crumbles. Actually, I think the axe did the job. If it wasn't for the axe, this might be a different fight. Axe really did his job, right? Go Blink Axe. Not the worst loss for Swift B, but he's getting quite low in terms of HP. You notice here the 2 top players have still solid HP above 40. The bottom 3 is pretty much in the last part of their run to fight for top 3. Who shall we focus? Let's have a look at the Knight. Usually want to look at positioning as well for the different players. Here the Dragon Knight is actually not a dragon. He won't be transforming. And this is a Brute Druid Knight. Interesting. Very melee heavy build actually. With less Knight, you want Knights to be next to each other a lot. With this many Knights, you don't have to worry about that. And it's also got the Heartless with Lifestealer. Interesting. And Broodmother though. One spinded tank. So Swiftly did lose to the Knights last time. Let's see if his Hunters will help him this time. Broodmother is so slow on cast, that's a problem. Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh, okay. Sven. So Sven did the most damage here. And follow here, Sniper did the most damage. This also meant our friend Curry actually lost with his early game Druids, Savage and Warlocks. I don't think he transitioned well enough in the mid game, and the amount of tankiness and more damage in the other builds actually punished him. Also, Assassins are so punishing for the Savages and Warlock, because the squishy backlines is not prepared for that. We have the Deadeye pickup on the Swift B. Our friend Swift B has the Medusa, but without any items though. So this round 25 can really be the game changer. He found a disruptor, then he didn't use that. This is the baiting side. Swiftly might do well, because most enemies are physical attack dealers. Oh, that Enchantress? She died. A 3-star Enchantress as well. So looking here, The powerfulness of the Scrappies really comes in at this stage because it's level 9. He can get the Hunters, the Deadeye, and also 6 Scrappies. That means he's got a really good front line to tank up, and also really kill heavy backline because Sniper, Gyrocopter can kill almost any of the squishy unit. Items. BKB is not bad on the Medusa. Maelstrom's okay on her. Scythe is okay. I probably favor BKB on Medusa. He went for the Scythe for more mana gain and also Hex. It can also work. Probably on... Oh, hey, that's interesting. So, it's both defensive and offensive. Offensive wise, you get more mana, you cast faster. Defensive, you protect her. What does the color bar means? So, the green color bar means the physical attack. The teal color bar is more magical attack. And the purple bar is the item attack. So, how much item did. We have the top 4 ready. Very close fight between SwiftB and most of the other players. Medusa chicken one. Oh, she could not survive because it's a 2-star void on top of it. I need 3 more seconds for the units to clear up. That killing the void was pretty big. Once you get the 3 more seconds, the Golem comes in and more tank because Golem gets more armor. And that's how Assassins actually hold on to it. And Sniper is doing wonderful things. That Sniper with Assassinate did tons of damage. So, our friend Assassin TA was limited on 4th. Not bad because you do need top 4 for qualification of the tournament for this stage. Top 3 player 41%, 19%, and 3%. The top 3 builds for this game is Knights, Scrappies, and also the variety package with Savages. Having the 2-star launcher really helps. It will come to the end. I reckon it's between the Knights and the Scrappies. He's changing his positioning to favor more of the Medusa because there's no more Assassins. Ooh, the Spider Queen. She's not in the front line though. Interesting. Medusa chicken one. Medusa's really centered and really nicely. No matter how much you hit, if enemy has a really high amount of armor, you cannot break them that quickly. And that's the downfall for most of the physical builds in the late game. And the Deadeye just does so much. Here we go. Top 2 now. Yeah, SwiftB, you can do it. We're rooting for SwiftB here, so... Now, I believe SwiftB defeated both of them. In the later games, when there's odd number of players, you really want to look at the mirrors of the players. If your image can defeat other players, or if the image defeats you. Because that means you need better positioning, adjustments, and just to be actively aware. Because if your image loses, likely you lose as well. This is when the Knight becomes a little weaker. Although he's got a 2-star Dragon Knight, which is really good. Most of the Knights are physical attacker leaders. And if they're physical melee units, the Scrappies will counter them.
We need to be more careful.
I believe the Deadeye is going to do a lot here. Was that 2-star or 1-star Jara? That was a Viper that got chicken across the map. But still, the Viper's doing solid work. Okay, that Viper died, but damage might be done. 3-star Broodmother might be able to hold on. Let's have a look. So let me explain why the damage was done. Because the entire Deadeye team was focused on the Viper. And if it's focused on the Viper slows them and they just can't kill things fast enough. And because of that, the Deadeye synergy was actually backfiring. What I love to do is put in Cypher Vice or Cyclone with Geosceptor on my lowest HP unit, let the Deadeye hit it, and turn them into a chicken, cyclone them, and this deactivates the Deadeye. Hey there, Rose. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. So, pretty close fights. How to avoid hitting the Viper? Let's see. Not really a good way to avoid the Viper. I reckon just getting enough tanks in the front line should be enough for SwiftB. He's moving back and grouping up more together. That might help. So, Esports says, let's go Fraser. Let's have a look. It's a night between Scrappies. I think the Scrappies are the favorite here because how they interact, but it will be interesting. I also like the 3-star Broodmother though. The 3-star Broodmother is really solid. This time, the snipers are outside. That's the only problem. And yeah, the knights do have troubles breaking down the scrappies initially. And that's what I was expecting. I expect the scrappies to actually really hold on. Thank you, Rose. Welcome, buddy. 16 and 14. Oh, gyrocopter. Okay, that's big. Now it might be justifiable to give Sniper the pike because he's got 45 kills over Waver's 14 kills, and use the data as a source of damage would be nice. Give to Gyro can work too. Butterfree Broodmother. Hey Batsman, good to see you as well, my friend. Welcome. This is round 30. After this round, players likely to find some tier 5 items as well. So if they don't lose here, more good things are coming. If the Viper dies fast, it won't be that much of a trouble. The downside if it doesn't die is that'll be massive. Okay, that Gyro's hitting home. He nuked them for 5k damage. So problem is Knights, they only focus on the front line, and the back line is doing a massive amount of damage to them. I think this might be it. There you go. We couldn't get to around 30 items, but we had a really good show of the power counters between the alliance in the late game. Scrappies counters the Knights because Knights only does physical damage, and Knights don't do damage to the backline. Assassins might change things up, but here with a 3-star Broodmother, it was really nice. Well played by Swiftbee, and this was the first game of the qualifiers. 2 more games to go, and stay tuned for the game 2.